Chase Merlin leads product at Brale, the platform for creating stablecoins with customers and partners like Stellar, Canton, and CoinFlow and Parenta. Brale's multi-chain, it's fast to get set up. It's modeled after the card issuance model so you can generate revenue with a stablecoin product, and they have regulated reserves. Chase, would love to hand it over to you.
Awesome. So in this demo, we're going to deploy a stablecoin live on Solana. So these are all real funds, all real assets. We're looking at the Brale dashboard right now. We can see a number of stablecoins that have been issued by others. So now we're going to kick off a new stablecoin. And so this is Brale issuance. This is one of the core pieces that we've been building over the last couple of years. So this enables businesses, communities, and protocols to issue their own fiat-backed stablecoins and benefit from treasury revenue. And so I'm going to get in here and kick this off, and then we'll talk about what's going on under the hood. And so since this is the inaugural day zero, we'll do a day $0. So name and ticker symbol, I'll attach a logo. We'll do a small amount since it's our first kickoff, and we'll do this on Solana. And I'm going to mint this to the custodial wallet at Brale. So this is part of our custodial stack. We could also mint this to like an EOA or directly to a platform wallet. And so that's the branding step. Now we're going to fund this. So we can fund this with USD or USDC. It's going to be wire transfer, ACH, or on-chain assets. I'm just going to do this with USDC on Solana. All right, so that's kicking off now. And so in the background, the user is depositing funds to Brale, where Brale manages the reserves. So in the background here, we're receiving the USDC, which is the same with USD, and then periodically sweeping these into T-bills. And then on-chain will be deploying an SPL token with compliance flags and with some of the metadata around the branding that we just posted. So we can see here now the deploy is we've received the funds and the deploy is kicking off. This will probably take 30 seconds to a minute. And so while we do this, if I'm a protocol on Solana, and we'll hear some of that later, let's say I'm also a multi-chain application or I have aspirations to be. So I can also kick this off on other chains. And so I'll just do Base. In this case, we'll fund this with USDC on Base. All right, so there we go. We can see the deploy kicked off. So I'll go out to the Explorer. So I can see the day $0 here. We've got our freeze authority set. As I look here, some of the metadata as well that we've passed in around the branding. So in the background here, I'm just gonna approval real quick. It's been 2 or 3 minutes. You got the asset deployed, and we're now minting this on chain. And so, we've really designed this to try to be as easy as possible so that businesses can just move through this quickly in a few minutes with low cost and focus on their core business. So at the technology layer, we're deploying native assets based on the standard or the integrated program on each chain. So SPL tokens on Solana, ERC20s on EVM, et cetera. Brale's managing the reserves in the background. And this is all tied in with regulatory reporting, attestations, and all that good stuff so that businesses can essentially issue quickly, use the stablecoin without worrying about all of this under the hood. So it looks like the mint just completed there. And so I can see I've got the 50 stables, 50 day $0 in my wallet. And so, all right, if we come back out on chain as well, we'll see this. They're holding the dollar. So I think this is really cool, right? So like in a few minutes here, we've got the full issuance process. We got this live on chain, backed by real funds, tied into reporting. And so from here, this is essentially tied in with integrated on and off ramps. And so not just for me as the creator, but also for my customers, for my customers' customers, for other distributors, right? OTCs, market makers, et cetera, or the broader ecosystem. We've exposed other minting here. And so I'll just go ahead and kick off another mint, but this could just as easily be a customer you're processing funds for, et cetera. So same right here, right on the off-ramp side. So these are always available to redeem back directly from Brale, both for the creator themselves and for others in the ecosystem. So as we think about what this enables, now that I have these assets in my wallet, I can do things like process on-chain payouts, and we'll probably hear from other fintechs. So as I think about money flows or applications, I can move essentially my balance into my own stablecoin as a day zero stable and then benefit from the underlying treasury economics. So I can process mass payouts here, for example, through the API, where if the receiver is receiving this payment on chain, I'll continue to earn the treasury revenue in the background. Cool. Looks like this mint's in progress. I'm still going on base. And so I think one other thing to show here that's interesting is all these stablecoins are interoperable with each other and also swappable cross-chain. So for example, let's take maybe SBC here. Let's say I want to swap some SBC. It's also on Solana into the stable that we just deployed. These are all native assets. So we're burning and minting natively. And so I'll kick off this cross-chain swap. Cool. And so I think it's been 5 or 6 minutes. So basically, we've got regulated fiat-backed stablecoin on chain. Businesses can earn rewards, and we're seeing this in a number of cases. So under the fintechs, right, moving this into money flows, cross-border payments, or moving balances into my own stable. It's also community currencies. I think things like Glow Dollar that are really interesting. So branding a stablecoin around my community. And then increasingly, as folks build out their own app chains, this gives more flexibility. So here we see the base deploy completing here. I'll just take care of that real quick. Cool. So in the background, we're also adding the deny list. So on each of these cases on base, we're adding the deny list there. On Solana, it was the freeze. We can also see this asset out on chain. We're still minting. So we'll stop there. We'll close this out in the back end as soon as we're waiting for confirmations for finalization on chain and get that closed out. Essentially here in less than 10 minutes, we've got a multi-chain native stablecoin that's branded or treasury economics are accruing to the business, where we have integrated off ramps and everything's tied in with reporting.